Plans for a new multi-million-pound special school in the Forest of Dean have gone on display. It follows the decision to close Dean Hall School in Colford and replace it with this £3.3 million special school. The new building will provide 60 children with severe learning difficulties full-time education. It's expected to open in September next year.
Now, we've all done it at one stage in our lives, drawing the short straw and having to babysit some rowdy children. Well, a group in Cadbury Heath near Bristol are the first in South Gloucestershire to start up babysitting lessons. At the end of the course, students will walk away with a recognised certificate in nappy changing and bottle feeding. And Richard tells me he wants their phone number.
Think of it goes around the waist, that's it. Yeah.
Start at the bottom and work your way up. That's what these students were doing today at the Cadbury Heath Youth Centre. All week, youngsters are learning the art of babysitting.
We work on a large estate around here, and lots of young people were looking after brothers and sisters in the holidays, so we thought it would be a good idea if they learnt the basic skills of looking after smaller children. So that's how it came about, and it's evolved and developed over, we've done it about 5 times now, so we include things like health and safety.
To aid their quest to become qualified babysitters, each substitute mum will take home the virtual baby. It cries if it isn't fed and will tell tales if it isn't treated correctly.
The baby cries and you've got to figure out whether to feed it or change its nappy. So if I put the bottle by its mouth, it will stop crying, and if I take it away, it will cry like this.
For example, Charlotte had the baby last night. When she came in this morning, I was able to tell from the computer how long she'd looked after the baby, how many times she'd actually cared for the baby, how many times she'd fed the baby, changed the nappy, burped the baby, and also rocked the baby.
Today was the toughest test of all. The students put their babysitting skills into practice with real children. If they pass all 4 sections of the course, they'll get a certificate, giving peace of mind to parents that their little ones are in safe hands. Lisa Knights, ITV West News in Bristol.
Gold dust they are, babysitters, absolute gold dust. Right, in football now, both Bristol teams are in action tonight, playing games that were postponed last month. City's form has seen Danny Wilson collect January's Manager of the Month award, and they could go top of Division 2 if they collect their 10th successive win at Grimsby tonight. They also need Plymouth to lose at Tranmere, though. Bristol Rovers are home. The Pirates want a win to avoid getting sucked into a relegation fight and the threat of more despondency from their fans.
Now, forget Manchester, forget Liverpool. Gloucester is the new hotbed of footballing talent, for girls that is. It's the fastest growing sport in Europe. In Gloucester, it's gone further than just a few teams. There's now a whole league of girl footballers.
Girls football in Gloucester is booming, and it's all down to one man.
Off you go, see what you're doing.
Ian Powell started with 1 goal to find a team for his 11-year-old daughter when she could no longer play with the boys.
She said, I got nowhere to play football. So I said to my wife, what do you think? Should I start up? What harm can it do? I knew 6 girls that were interested, 6 or 7 girls. So the idea was to start up, get 7 girls, 10 girls, and then we could play 6-a-side tournaments in the summer.
5 years later, he's running 5 teams and has helped to set up a league of 18 clubs with more than 600 players. He's also been made manager of Gloucester City Ladies and got them promotion in his first season. He dedicates 20 hours a week, including training here at Blackbridge Sports Field.
Girls listen to coaches. They're pleased to have the opportunity to actually get out there and play football. So they listen and they learn and they try hard. And they come back week after week. And I've got probably 30% of them want to be professional footballers.
What do you think it would be like if there was a girl playing in the Premiership?
That would be cool. Good. Because then everybody else who thought girls couldn't play football, it would show up.
Yeah. This isn't just a kick around, he's putting in place a whole structure for football, encouraging the parents to train as coaches.
I'd like to see the girls going on to play for England. That would be nice. If a girl I coached was out playing for England, yeah, that would be nice.
Thanks to his enthusiasm, the future looks good for these players. As for his daughter, she gave up the game years ago.
Do you ever play football?
No, I haven't played football, no.
I can see you as a sort of a Roy Keane type, actually.
Can you?
Yes, but don't ask me why.
Why?
No, it doesn't matter.
No, tell us now.
Oh, he's quite a hard guy.
Is he?
Yes, not suggesting anything.
Scary lady.
OK, now hedgehogs have had it tough this year. First it was really mild, then really cold, and the poor little souls don't know what's going on.
Oh, bless them. Staff at the RSPCA's Wildlife Centre near Taunton are worried they haven't seen as many of our prickly friends as they'd hoped. They're concerned they could now be freezing to death.
Cute, tiny, but also very ill. Some of these hedgehogs here at the West Hatch Animal Centre near Taunton are suffering from all sorts of diseases brought on by the cold weather. Recently, over 20 baby hedgehogs arrived to be cared for, the reason being they haven't hibernated as they should have done.
A lot of hedgehogs this time of year are coming out of hibernation, and because we keep getting the cold snaps, and because sometimes when they come out of hibernation they're quite thin, they're finding it quite hard to find food because of the frost on the floor. So people come across them during the day and they pick them up and bring them into the centre so we can look after them.
There are currently 8 babies in Hedgehog Hospital being fed a range of cat food, meat and water. And only recently staff here have discovered a delicacy which hedgehogs really love. This little chap's name is Whitehead. He's here recovering from lungworm for the next couple of weeks. The best advice if you find one of our prickly friends in your garden is to feed him cat biscuits. Apparently, it's their equivalent of chocolate. But there are some foods you shouldn't give them.
Even though they might like to drink milk, it does actually give them an upset stomach and give them diarrhoea as well, so it's best not to give them milk and just stick with plain water.
Give it a couple of weeks and they'll be released back into the wild, ready for the spring when worms will be back on the menu. Chris James, ITV West News, Taunton.
Oh, lovely.
Given what usually happens to hedgehogs, they might want to watch this next bit. Let's see what's happening out on the motorways.
Oh, no!
A short time ago, things were busy but running smoothly at the M4-M5 interchange at Almondsbury. Further down the M5 at junction 17 for Cribbs Causeway, as you can see from the lights, traffic is also moving well. And it looks good this evening for those crossing the old Severn Bridge into Wales.
I didn't like that connection, Richard. You're being very naughty tonight. Let's take a look at the region's weather with Charlie Neal.
ITV West weather, sponsored by Bristol and West. Mortgages for whatever life throws at you.
Had a bit of a chiller tonight, and fog will be a problem later on and tomorrow morning. Let's have a look at all of the detail. Now, the system that we saw today with some patchy drizzly rain has been pushing away to the southeast all day, and that clearance coming in behind, basically because high pressure is setting in, is going to clear the skies tonight, hence the dip in temperatures. And we're looking at down to 0 or 1 Celsius. There will be a touch of frost with that, and also these fog patches forming just because we've got such light winds through the night, and that fog by tomorrow morning will be fairly dense in places and could well linger for much of the day in 1 or 2 spots, but most places will see that fog lift to low cloud and then the sunshine get through that, so turning into a very pleasant day. Temperatures 7-8 Celsius with just light winds, won't feel too bad, but in any breeze, particularly to the south, near the south coast over the next few days, a bit of a breeze whipping up there, those temperatures will feel cool. A nice day tomorrow, as I say, because high pressure is going to be over us, but watch what happens through Wednesday into Thursday. Those winds turn to a very cold easterly direction, and that does mean some cloud for the east of the region.
ITV West weather, sponsored by Bristol and West.
Well, I'll be back with the closing regional news headlines at 10 to 7. Do join me.
That's it from ITV West. Now it's time to go to London for the national and international news with Mark Austin and Mary Nightingale. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.